This is our review of the all-new Mercedes GLS. Join us for interesting shots and a very exciting ride. Let's go! So now we go backwards. That's really steep.
Yeah,
Does that fit?
Steep, yeah.
Wow.
It's steep.
So that's how you'll let other cars pass by? Wow. That's impressive.
Really?
Everyone's starting to sweat now? In the front, the new GLS has not changed that much if you compare it to the predecessor. Still, it's very upright grille, a very strong appearance, but it already has a design approach with different design lines right here, especially on the hood. New is technology-wise that as standard you get the top multi-beam LED headlamps with 112 LEDs per unit. The new GLS is not only 2 centimeters wider, but also 7.7 centimeters longer. That's 3 inches longer. And now at 5 meters 20 or 205 inches in total. That's 28 centimeters longer than the GLE and also 14 centimeters longer in the wheelbase than the GLE. 6 and 7 seat is the main reason for that you have more space right there. Then in the lower part we got those beauty exhaust tips. The rear ones are on the inside and 4 exhaust tips overall here for this V8 model. The tail lamps, they have this distinct signature now. We see that in the new GLE, even in the small GLB now. And another color variation here for you. This one is a hyacinth red metallic. Or do you prefer this one here in polar white? This one here is this V8 engine, and the interesting thing is, technology-wise, all petrol engines are now mild hybrid. So 48-volt board net. There's either the GLS 450, 3-liter R6 with 367 horsepower, or this one here, the GLS 580, a 4-liter V8 twin-turbo with 589 horsepower. 700 newton meters of torque. And then there's also a diesel side for the European customers, 350D, 3-liter R6 with 286 horsepower, or in the 400D with 330 horsepower. Then another red cover on the inside, and I like this matte wood styling here. Then you can control the seats from here. See cooling seat heating available. Steering wheel has been updated if you compare it to the predecessor generation. So you have the column here for the wipers and for the turning indicators. Then for the adjustment of the steering wheel. And the Distronic went here onto the steering wheel. And the gear shifting column right there. The seats, you can see it right there, it's all similar as we've seen in the GLE. And they are also available with Artico full leather red cover, also in different colors. That one would be my tip to keep it animal friendly. Those ones here are, however, at the moment the optional animal equipment, so a lot of €1,000 extra for that. We'll soon also test the comfort of the seat form in general. And another interior, this one here is the Artico seat or MBTEX, depending how the brand name is on the market. This one then is the leatherette, so it's not from animal origin, the more animal friendly version, and it feels already quite soft, so it's very good material and also quite durable. It's not too different than from GLE, because they share the same parts here all the way in the front. What's my height? 1.86 m or 6'1". Subscribers will already know it, but we always have a lot of new time viewers. So, and that leaves still a lot of headroom right there, even though this one is already equipped with a panoramic roof. Interior overview, you have a lot of elements, yes, but it's somehow also clean enough, so to say. The top part here is soft touch right there. Hard pack on the front part and soft touch on the top part. Then again, this 2x 12.3 inch setup here now turned on. 2 separate screens, but they dissolve into one area. Then this new vent design, again with the matte wood area there. Climate unit with nice clicking. And it's good that you can still do it while driving. And here, when you put it on colder, you see there's a blue ambient light. And when you put it warmer, there's red ambient light. That's also a very nice feature. But you can also use the voice control to change the temperature, or to have the input, for example, for the GPS. Or there's also this perfume spender that is sometimes annoying me, and then I can just say, "Hey Mercedes,
how may I help you?
Deactivate the perfume."
I'm switching off the air freshener.
So that's a good example, because I would have no idea how to search that in the menu, where that is, and especially for those functions, you can just try the voice input, see if that works then. Other than that, with your right thumb, you can control the infotainment system, but it's also touch, so you can just do it like this. This works. Left thumb then would be controlling the instruments right there, and also the lower touchpad can control the infotainment system, so it's somewhat redundant. In the lower part here also you can slide this big cover open. Then you have the inductive charging pad, the direct smartphone connection for the Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, cup holders, which can also be heated or cooled. And this touchpad, dynamic mode control for the driving modes, and controls for the air suspension. Last but not least, this armrest which flips open and offers even more charging possibilities and at least some more space. Now a closer look to the infotainment system. It's always nice to look at the GPS right here. It's quite responsive. Shows a good route right here. Where's Salt Lake City? I need to zoom out just a little bit. I could be a little bit more responsive. It always depends on the web connection too. There's Salt Lake City here and the Great Salt Lake. It's a very nice visualization. The head-up display is a very important option, I think, and this is the best head-up display to see on camera. It still appears smaller, but in real life it is huge. I can tell it really. Rear legroom test. So the legroom has been enhanced if you compare it to the predecessor by about 3.5 inches or 8.7 centimeters, and you definitely see that here. And that's also the big difference, GLS to the GLE. So the biggest difference now is here. You can flip those captain seats, and that's not possible in the X7. So they are somewhat less exclusive, less upright, but this is a big advantage that even if you have the captain seat set up, if you pick that one, instead of the through bench, you can still flip all of the seats and have a good loading area. So it's definitely pro and contra. So what's clear is when I have the captain seat all the way back, I cannot sit in the last seating row. But now, here on this side, I've put the seat all the way front, maximum in the front, use this middle tunnel and go from here then to the very rear. So that works. And it's also easy, and I think also, especially the kids will just enjoy that. It's somehow like a fun feature. And yeah, I have to squeeze my right leg a little bit in, my left leg, you see here, I can put to the middle part here. So yes, I can sit here as a tall adult. Headroom is no problem at all, by the way. So it does work for 6 or 7 adults, yes, but in a somewhat limited way on the third seating row. So it says that its maximum loading capacity is 2,400 liters or 83 cubic feet. But what does that mean? So first of all, we can also open it with the foot kick open mechanism, otherwise under the logo or with the key. That's the setup here when the last seating row is up. And you can see this is also why it's a GLS and not a GLE. With a GLE, if you have that third seating row option with the GLE, you hardly have any space left. Here, still possible to store some stuff. And the length actually at about 55 centimeters. Just press once and then there we go. And that one flips down. Here we go. And then those captain seats fold all flat. That's pretty cool. And in this vehicle we have the bench that goes all the way through in contrast to the captain seats. And you can see the outside parts are somewhat similar to the captain seats. That's very interesting. And in this vehicle here with the bench that goes all the way through, we also don't have this blind knob anymore. We also have this all button, and this is just available for the bench system. So then you push it in, and then just with one click, all folds flat. You know, they use a different mechanism for the captain seat setup. That's why they couldn't offer it there.